Hello my dear sweet learners of class 9. How are you all? I think you are staying at home safe and sound and passing a very good time because your school is now at your home, your school is now at your devices. I also believe you are maintaining rules of health and hygiene and continuing your studies regularly. Dear students, today I am going to conduct a new online class for the student of class 9 on English first paper from unit 1 lesson 1. So get ready with your English book, pen and notebook and pay attention. Welcome to Gajinat High School online class. This is my identity. I am Manik Chandra Majumdar, senior teacher, Gajinat High School, Shinbag, Noakhali. Dear students, open your book, page 1. Look at the pictures and discuss the following questions in pair, but there is no opportunity to practice pair work, so you have to answer by yourself. Who can you see in the pictures? I think almost all of you know these. These are very familiar pictures. Who can you see in the pictures? I think almost all of you know these. In the pictures we can see our nation's father Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman along with his family members. What do you know about them? In the first picture he is along with his father, mother and his younger son Sheikh Rachel and his two beloved daughters Sheikh Hasina, present Prime Minister, and Sheikh Rehana, his son-in-law Wajid Ali. In the second picture we can see he is along with his wife, two daughters Sheikh Hasina and Sheikh Rehana, his two sons Sheikh Kamal and Sheikh Jamal, and his younger son Sheikh Russell. Where are those people during the Liberation War? During the Liberation War, we came to know these people took shelter in different safer places. So my dear students, today we will know more about this great family, Bangabandhu's family in 1971, Unit 1, Lesson 1. Learning outcomes. After we have studied this lesson, we will be able to read and understand text, narrate incidents and events in logical sequence, participate in conversation, discussion and debates, tell stories. These are our learning outcomes. Dear learners, now I am giving you a short pre-reading idea about his family. A legendary leader, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He is our nation's father. He is the founder of Bangladesh, our beloved motherland. Bangabandhu, a name of dream, a name of struggle, a name of history. When we utter this name, his long struggling life frequently comes in our mind. He has spent most of the time of his life in prison for the independence of Bangladesh. He and his family had to pass a very critical time in liberation war period due to his political career. In absence of Bangabandhu, his family condition became worsened in 1971 because he was imprisoned as a captive in Pakistan at that time. Dear students, now we will learn the meaning of some uncommon words so that you can understand the text easily. Barricade, that means obstruction. Bengali meaning bada. Protibandhak, indiscriminately, meaning having no restriction. Nirbichari, Bengali meaning declaration, that means announcement. You can also say proclamation, Ghoshona. Agitated, that means restless, excited or restless condition during war period or pre-war period. Apprehend, that means suspect, Bengali meaning ashanka kara. Vendors, very common word, seller, vikreta. Pretending, meaning assuming, make up, that means bhan kara, cholona kara. Disguise, very common word, a mean of altering one's appearance to conceal one's identity. Bengali meaning chaddabesh dharan kara. Captivity, somewhat uncommon to you, a state of being kept as a prisoner. Bondi dasha, bondi হিসেবে থাকা, কয়েদি হিসেবে থাকা. Now we will read the text. Dear students, I tell you before, dear students, the text is somewhat large. So after reading the passage, I will make a short summary of the passage for your better understanding. Section B, read the text and answer the question that follow. Dear students, I am reading the passage very slowly so that you can keep pace with me. It was the night of 25th March 1971. You know, this night is known as Operation Searchlight. Pakistani army operate mass killing on that night. There was a full of quietness at Bangabandhu's home at Dhanmondi, Road No. 32 throughout the day. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and his family members could apprehend that something tragic was going to happen. Dear students, observe the picture of 25 March 1971. Think how brutally they killed our general people. Gunshots were heard around the city. Bangabandhu's eldest son Sheikh Kamal was out of home for forming barricade against the Pakistani army who had been killing people indiscriminately that night. Bangabandhu decided to send the girls of the family to a safer place for night, and he gave their responsibility to his son-in-law, Mr. Wajid Mia. Bangabandhu's daughter Sheikh Hasina, who was accepting a baby son, along with her sister Sheikh Rehana and her cousin Farida, were sent to a house at Road No. 15 Dhanmondi for that night. Bangabandhu's wife Begum Faziluttunisa Mujib stayed with him. Dear students, seeing the condition that was going to be worsened, they took shelter in a safer place. Dear students, read this para carefully. You will find the information how Bangabandhu declared the independence of Bangladesh. Just before midnight, Bangabandhu sent the declaration of independence to Mr. Johur Ahmed Chaudhary at Chittagong via wireless. At the darkest part of that night, the Pakistani army surrounded his home and started firing at random. The situation agitated Bangabandhu much, and he asked them to stop, but soon he was instructed to get ready to go with them. Begum Mujib packed the necessary belongings. After Bangabandhu left, she was at a loss what to do and where to go with her children. However, being a supportive wife of the great leader all through her life, she shone full of her mental strength, but her anxiety continued till the end of the war. Next day, Begum Mujib had to leave house Nong 32 with her children and other members of her house. During the next couple of months, they moved from one shelter to another in search of a safer place. During their stay in those places, some people came forward to helping them while some refused to give them shelter for fear of their own safety. Dear students, think how Bangabandhu and his family member had to pass a very critical time during the Liberation War period. Condition became worsened when Pakistani army came to know his two sons also joined Liberation War. When their provision ran short, Sheikh Kamal, who had already joined Liberation War, came to them in disguise and delivered some money. Some very close people who supported the family with money and foodstuff. The pictures you can observe the distance of Pakistan and Bangladesh, that means East Pakistan and West Pakistan. So far the family members are ignorant about Bangabandhu's condition. Suddenly they came to know that he was alive and had been taken to Pakistan. Begum Mujib started to keep contact with Awami leaders, but soon the family was taken to Dhanmondi, house number 18 by Pakistani army and kept under house arrest. However, people would come to their home with valuable information in disguise of vendors. Also, some would throw piece of waste paper with important information written on them. Dear learners, on the screen you can see Bangabandhu along with his parents. In the month of May, the same year, Pakistan army set fire to Bangabandhu's Tungipara home in front of his parents. A young man from the village protested the evil deeds and was shot dead. Both parents of Bangabandhu fell ill in October and were admitted to Fiji hospital. Begum Mujib and her family were allowed to visit them 2 or 3 times a week for 1 hour. However, that created the opportunity for them to establish a better communication with the freedom fighters. Dear learners, from this para we came to know how inhuman activities Pakistani army ran to Bangabandhu's family. Begum Mujib was extremely worried about her children, especially her daughter Sheikh Hasina, because of her health condition. However, she was not allowed by the Pakistani ruler to be with her daughter Sheikh Hasina. When she was admitted to hospital, Mr. Wajid Mia and Bangabandhu's second son Sheikh Jamal accompanied Sheikh Hasina to the hospital. Bangabandhu's younger sister pretended to be hospital attendant, entered the hospital and looked after her niece. On the screen you can see Bangabandhu's younger sister Khadija Hussain Lili. Sheikh Hasina was blessed with a baby boy on 27 July who was later named Soji Wajid Joy. As Pakistani army often used to threaten Sheikh Jamal that they would hang him upside down, he, finding an opportunity, fled from the hospital and joined the freedom fighters. Finally, the victory day arrived. There was joy everywhere. But Bangabandhu's family was yet to be freed from captivity. The Pakistani occupational forces are still cordoning Bangabandhu's house and firing at the people rushing over there, chanting Jai Bangla, the invigorating slogan of the Bengalis. But they fled the next morning when the Indian army came to rescue the family. Sheikh Jamal returned home in the afternoon while Sheikh Kamal returned home the next day. Nevertheless, the biggest anxiety of the family persisted. Bangabandhu was yet to be released from Pakistani prison, and they did not know when that great movement would arrive and how. Dear learners, finally we achieved our independence after a bloodshed war of 9 months through Bangabandhu's leadership. Dear learners, we have read out the whole passage Now we will practice some activity. Follow your textbook section B. List the 5 ways how the Pakistani army tortured Bangabandhu's family. From the passage you came to know how Pakistani army tortured Bangabandhu's family. Now you can write 5 sentences on it. I think almost all of you can write it. I am not providing you answer, but I am giving you a guideline. Just first line. The Pakistani army made this family panic-stricken by firing at random at the night of 25th March 1971 and compelled to leave the house number 32. Next you can write it. They keep this family under house arrest and did not allow them to contact with their near and dear one. Third line you can write. The army set fire to Bangabandhu's house at Tungipara in front of his parents. Fourth line, when his parents fell ill and admitted to hospital, they did not allow the family members to stay with them always. Number 5, when Sheikh Hasina admitted to hospital for giving birth of her first child, they did not allow her mother to stay beside her. Thus you can write 5 sentences. Dear learners, now we will practice another activity. You know our today's topic is basically scene passage. Scene passage is very important because you have to face 3 types of question on scene passage: MCQ, comprehensive and gap filling. In your exam you have to face 7 MCQ question on scene passage, just like each MCQ question having 4 options. You have to select the best one. What happened in Dhaka city at the night of 25th March 1971? Option 1, gunshots are heard around the city. Option 2, there was full of silence at Bangabandhu's home. Option 3, Pakistani army started killing mass people discriminately. Option 4, all the above. You have to select best one. Yes, thank you learners. The best one is all the above. Thank you. Question B. What did Bangabandhu realize at the night of 25th March 1971? Option 1, the great event. Option 1, a great event was going to happen. Option 2, something harmful was going to be happen. Option 3, something dreadful was going to happen. Option 4, the situation was going to be normal. You have to select best one. Yes, thank you learners. Option 3, something dreadful was going to be happen. Question C. Pakistani army started killing people random. Option 1, on 5th March 1971. Option 2, on 7th March 19. Option 3, at the night of 5th March 1971. Option 4, on 26th March 19. Yes, thank you learners. Option 3, at the night of 25th March 1971. Yes, at the night of 25th March 1971. Question D. The girls of Bangabandhu's family were sent to a safer place. Option 1, at the night of 25th March. Option 2, till the end of war. Option 3, for the night of 25th March. Option 4, on 26th March. Option 3, thank you learners, for the night of 25th March. Okay. Question E. Bangabandhu declared the independence of Bangladesh. Option 1, at the night of 25th March. Option 2, on 26th March. Option 3, at the darkest part of the night of 25th. Option 4, just before midnight of 25th March. Yes, thank you learner, just before midnight of 25th March. Question F. Bangabandhu was arrested by Pak army just before midnight. Option 2. At midnight. Option 3. At darkest part of the night. Option 4. The next morning. Thank you, learners. Option 3. At darkest part of the night. Question G. The family was kept under by Pak army. Option 1. Treatment. Option 2. Arrest. Option 3. House arrest. Option 4. Watchover. Yes, option 3. House arrest. Now answer the following question. Here I would like to talk you about comprehensive question. In scene passage you have to answer 5 comprehensive questions. Each question carries 2 marks. Question 1. Why was the family anxious on 25th March night in 1971? This is our first question. You have to mention the reason. Why was the family anxious on 25th March 1971? I think all of you can answer it. I am not providing you answer, but I am giving you a guideline. You can write. The family was anxious on 25th March night in 1971 as they could apprehend that something tragic was going to be happen. You can get the answer in para 1. Where did Bangabandhu send the girl on that night? You can also find the answer in para 1. Bangabandhu sent the girl on that night to a safer place, a house of road number 15 Dhanmondi for safety purpose. Question 3. How did the family communicate with people or freedom fighter while they are under house arrest? Dear students, read the para 4 and you will get the answer. When the family was under house arrest, some people would come to help this family and communicate with them in disguise of vendor and provide them valuable information. Some also would throw pieces of waste paper with information. Question 4. How did the Pakistani army scare Jamal? How did Sheikh Jamal manage to flee from captivity? You will get the answer in para 7. Read it carefully. Answer 4. The Pakistani army scared Sheikh Jamal by threatening him hanging upside down. Jamal fled from captivity by getting a chance while Sheikh Hasina was admitted in hospital for giving birth of her first child. Question 5. How do you explain Bangabandhu's family contribution to liberation war? Dear students, for the answer of this question, you have to think over the whole passage. I am helping you. Answer 5. Bangabandhu's family had gone through a series of hardship during the time of liberation war. Their life was under threat. They are under house arrest, so they could not able to maintain their normal lifestyle. Their lives became more vulnerable when Sheikh Jamal and Sheikh Kamal joined the liberation war. Thus you can answer 5 comprehensive questions. Always try to answer with your own words, own style. Dear students, now I would like to talk you about question number 3. You can see there is passage on the same topic. You have to read it attentively. Then you will get a summary of the passage, but there are 5 missing words in the passage. You have to fill the passage with appropriate words. Just Bangabandhu had dashed the independence of Bangladesh before he was arrested by Pakistani army. After his arrest, Begum Mujib became somewhat dash what to do and where would go with her children. At last they left their house, now 32. They dashed from one place to another for a safer shelter. During this period, some came forward with a view to dash them while some other dashed to help them for their own safety. Try to fill the gaps. I am giving you 2 minutes. Bangabandhu had declared the independence of Bangladesh before he was arrested by Pakistani army. After his arrest, Begum Mujib became somewhat depressed. What to do and where would go with her children? At last they left their house number 32. They dashed from one place to another for safer shelter. Use appropriate word. Yes, they moved from one place to another. During this period, some came forward with a view to. After view to, you have to use present participle. That means ing yukta verb with a view to helping them, while some other dash to help them for their own safety. Some other refuse to help them for their own safety. You have to answer question number 3. There is a short evaluation for you. Discuss if the statements are true or false. Give correct information if a statement is. Question 1. Statement 1. Begum Mujib went to a safer place at Dhanmondi at the night on 25th March 1971. Yes, thank you. The statement is false. Correct information. Begum Mujib stayed with Bangabandhu at their own house. Statement 2. Bangabandhu had declared the independence of Bangladesh before he was arrested by Pakistani army. Yes, thank you. The statement is true. Nobody stood beside the family of Bangabandhu during Liberation War. Thank you. The statement is false. Correct information. Some very close people stood beside the family of Bangabandhu during Liberation War. Statement 4. Bangabandhu's parents became very sick soon after the Pakistani army had set fire on their home at Tungifara. Yes, thank you. The statement is true. Statement 5. After Liberation War over, Sheikh Kamal and Sheikh Jamal both returned home on the same date. Statement is false. After Liberation War was over, Sheikh Jamal returned home on the Victory Day and Sheikh Kamal returned home the next day. Thank you all. Stay home, stay safe.